All right,
Hey, good evening, everybody.
here we are.
How are you?
Captain Mike Haynes and Captain Sergio Altanis, we're back here once again. And the trials and tribulation of the weather, the heat, the no rain in some areas, and the quality of fishing. So we're going to find out, what's really going on.
Yeah, what is going on?
In some places, when you look at it, there's some fish around because I look at, some of these tournaments, you got 60 boats fishing, and you got out of 60, you got 8 or 10 captains that are bragging that, man, look at the big snook that we caught. We caught a big redfish and all that. But then you say, okay, there's 8 captains that caught fish that look decent, nice fish. What happened to the other 52 captains? Apparently they ain't catching very much. And I
Yeah.
think this is what it is you go to some places and there's a little bit of a bite, you know,
Uh-huh.
and some other places is not. And we got Alejandro's watching, and
And
who
Josh
else is
David.
Josh
Yeah.
Davis, and
Did you say it was a Cobia tournament?
no, it was just a tournament. But
Okay.
I mean, I saw about 4 or 5 captains did fairly good, and
Yeah.
then a bunch of them just didn't do worth a hill of beans. But I tell you, you go through the bay, and it's just it's the luck of the draw. You
Yeah.
happen to be at the right place at the right time when the fish wanted to bite. Uh, and if you work hard enough, you'll get a few fish. There's no question about it. I mean, we caught some fish last week. We caught some grouper and stuff like that. But I mean, you had to work for it. It wasn't
Hmm.
given to us. Believe me,
Yeah.
we had to work pretty hard for it. You know.
Yeah, we had a tournament, Cobia tournament last weekend, this past weekend actually. And I think there was like 150 something boats or maybe even more than that. I found out like the day before. And there wasn't a whole lot of way in. So, yeah, it's just kind of one of those days. I think it was the weekend because I even got reports over the weekend. It just, everything that was working during the week just completely shut down. So, yeah.
What's your theory on what's happening in your area?
Well, something kind of brought to our attention. And again, this may have been going on for, you know, eons and Lord knows, but it could be an indication to say, oh, well, that makes more sense because, you're on a pattern all week where you've got a bunch of fish and you pretty much got them hemmed up around this island. You can catch them, go in, catch a fish, leave, and you kind of repeat this pattern day after day for a while. And then all of a sudden you got more clients, you go back out there and do it again, and there's no fish. There's no mullet, there's no fish. It's just like a desert. Well, a buddy of mine was going out real early in the morning. I mean, basically right as before the sun gets up, going to get that early morning bite. And what he noticed is there was a mullet boat that had encircled the island. So the boat just kind of did a fast run around the island, and then threw his net out. And he said there was just a bunch of mullet jumping through the net and everything else like that. And so that could be one of the reasons why you've got a bunch of fish and you're on them, you're on them, you're on them. Well, those mullet guys, they go out at night and they fish those islands. If you got a bunch of mullet around an island and all of a sudden the next day you show up and there's nothing there, it's probably because the mullet guys came by and got all the mullet.
And
So
you and I wonder sometimes what else is on the net besides mullet.
yeah, well, you know.
Well, I know. I mean,
I do know in the the cover at night and everything else like that, Lord knows what could happen, but you know, it, it's probably one of the reasons why, because I've wondered it myself numerous times. You've got something going and it's been a good thing and it's lasted for a while, and then you show up one day, nothing as far as the weather or conditions have changed dramatically to change all this, and then you go to this same place that you've been catching these fish, and all of a sudden there's no mullet around. There's no redfish around. There's just nothing. It's empty. And you're kind of scratching your head, go, where did they all go? Well, it's probably because, the guys out there at night fishing mullet and everything else like that, pretty much stirred it up enough to where it's going to take a couple of days for all those fish to come back. So it's just a thought, and we just kind of went, light bulb kind of went off. Yeah, that's probably what has happened in the past. Just an answer to a question we've had for a while.
Like I said, up here, I remember off of 4th Street years ago. Every winter, there's a pothole there. It's not as deep as it used to be because it's silt, but it was like 8 foot deep. And every year, the first strong cold snap, I remember everybody would run up there Saturday morning from the shoreline with live shrimp, and you would catch one trout after another, big trout. By golly, you went the next week, and all you caught was these little tiny trout, and some of them you can see the scars from the net. The mullet net guys would go in there at night, and they were wiping out the trout.
Yeah.
There was no question about it. I mean,
Yeah.
you couldn't hide the fact. I mean,
Right.
you don't have a place that there's tons of trout that they're like crazy, and then you go 2 days later, and it's all gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid is happening, and it's not just the mullet that are disappearing. But I got no proof. I can't blame anybody, and I don't even know who these people are. But and again, when you have an area, mullet fishing, it's not like these guys. You got your local crews that are hanging around, and this is where the area that they fish. But you get people from out of the area come up here, and when at night, when you've got no officers out there, nobody checking on anything, Lord knows what could happen. I'm just being honest. Not everybody's being honest out there. So it's quite a possibility if that seems to be what has happened.
I mean, you're always going to have a bad apple.
Yeah.
But sometimes that bad apple can destroy the bushel. That's the way I look at it,
Yeah.
And, but by the way, I had a chance to talk to Lisa Fitzgerald today from CCA. She called about Saturday and all that. And apparently, man, they're getting a lot of backlash from not having the Star Tournament for adults.
Okay. I get that, but how many people signed up for the Star Tournament last year?
That's what I mean. That's the other thing. A lot of people complaining, but then a lot of people didn't sign up last year. And and of course, they've cut, basically, the staff is her. That's it.
Yeah.
There's nobody else. Everybody's gone. They got rid of everybody.
All right. And again, she mentioned that, the signing up for last year the numbers were way down. So, there you go.
To blame. If you're an angler and you didn't sign up, I did. But if you were an angler and you didn't sign up, it was your fault. Because if they don't get enough people participating in it, then, what are you going to do? That if you don't have the money coming in to make the program work, you got to cut it back.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then again, with boat sponsors and everything else, and everybody kind of feeling the hit of what's going on, and boat sales are down, and they've got more stock, and all those things is happening. Well, then, things got to change. And you're never going to please everybody. That's just bottom line. So,
and I think that's part of the reason too, with boat sales being down and a lot of the other stuff. A lot of these companies have pulled out and says, hey, we can't give you a free boat anymore. We can't do this.
Yeah.
And in some cases, maybe, I don't know this to be a fact, but, maybe the boat company came and said, hey, here's $100,000 boat. It costs us $60,000 to make, let's say 50. And you need to contribute 10 or 15, and we'll give you the boat. And if there's no money to buy the boat, and then the boat builder says, hey, I can't afford to give you one, what do you do?
Yeah.
So,
well, and that's the thing. Money talks, regardless if it's a good, for going for a good cause or not, they want the bang for the buck. So,
and you're absolutely right. Now, one thing too is, anybody that's out there listening, pass the word on. This Saturday, we have the kids fishing clinic, which you're part
Mhm.
of, at Picnic Island Park from 9 to noon. And if you're a captain or you like to fish a lot, we could use your help this Saturday. More bodies, the better. Tampa Police Department is our City of Tampa is one of my sponsors on this program. So the police department will be there. The dive team, CCA is going to be there. FWC is going to be there. You're going to be talking about scalloping in Crystal River.
Yep.
We've got another captain talking about how to use artificials. So, and each kid that shows up that's been pre-registered, and we might have a few extra, but we had at least 100. We'll get a rod and reel, a tackle box with tackle in it. So, and we're going to feed everybody about 11:15 Cuban food, Cuban
Yeah.
sandwich,
And it's
empanadas,
delicious.
and it's delicious. You know that from last year. So,
I took
and
so
it's
much home the
all,
other time.
it's all for free because we're trying to get these kids, hooked on fishing.
Mhm.
So all you got to do, parent, guardian, bring us the kids. And while you're at it, you can learn a few things yourself. And maybe we can get some of those kids to really get going on fishing instead of getting into trouble later on in life,
Yeah.
So
No.
we're going to give it a shot.
It's a good time. It's fun. Sit there and talk with the kids and get them interested in an outdoor activity, fishing or scalloping, snorkeling, whatever, boating. Just get them interested in being outdoors and enjoying this paradise that we call home. So,
Yeah, and yes, last year that kid that caught the redfish. I mean, after we Gandy Bait and Tackle donates the shrimp, and it's just so nice that everybody shows up.
Mhm. Yeah,
You know,
it's a good time.
now that I said that, I need to call them in the morning, make sure that they get me the shrimp, the frozen shrimp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they donate the bags of frozen shrimp for the kids. So yeah, I think it's going to be this is the 5th year that we're doing, and they're all going to each kid gets its own T-shirt to 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 take home. So we try to make it a memorable thing for the kids, something they don't forget, something that they're going to want to do. And like I said, to me is if we get 10, 15, 20% of the kids to become anglers,
Hmm.
we're going forward. And
Oh, no
that's what
doubt.
counts.
So
And
that's
Pam Worth will be there with her
Pam will be there.
kayak.
Good.
Yeah. She's working for Bass Pro Shop now, but they gave her the date so she can come over. She's going to have her kayak and she'll talk about kayak fishing and the right stuff to have. Normally Donald does that, but Donald won't be around this year.
No, he's just saying he's up in
Yeah.
Carolinas for a wedding. So
Yeah, that's an excuse. You couldn't tell your nephew not to get married that weekend.
he's
For
just
God's
trying
sakes.
to avoid us. I mean, he was out there
Yeah,
for DeSoto when I went. He's just avoiding us. That's
I
all.
know. I don't blame him. Who wants to hang around with us, man? We're nothing but trouble.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is remind everybody that at the end of this month, this weekend, the last weekend of June, we're going to be at the Tampa Boat Show, and that's going to be really, really good. We're going to have at our booth. We're going to have Florida Fishing Products, demonstrating all the new reels that they have on the market. We're going to have some other companies there. Plus, we're going to be, giving seminars Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we want you to come on by and learn.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. Yeah. It's a busy month for us. Really.
Maybe
One or the
Jessica
other.
can come over if she doesn't have a charter.
Yeah.
Get Jessica to come on over.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
And
You can ride with me, Jessica, if you want to. I'll pick you up on the way down there.
look at that, Jessica. You already got a free ride.
You
all
got
the way
a free ride.
Free ride, Jessica. Go for it. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
You know.
But no, so you have, how many do you have pre-registered at this time? Do we know?
We're 111 kids.
You have 111. Okay.
111.
And we're starting at, I
9
know you said
o'clock.
this Saturday, but 9 o'clock. this
9
Saturday.
o'clock. It ends at noon.
Uh-huh.
We start from 9 to about 11 o'clock. We go through stages. A group of kids, like 10, 12 kids to a group. And then as the last group comes through, everybody will get to eat lunch, then they get their tackle, and then they can go to the beach and fish, and we'll have, a lot of us will be helping them to cast and everything on the water. There
Yeah.
will be a guy from the FWC, I think, showing the kids how to cast the reels, and right there at the park,
Mhm.
and it's all free. It's
Yeah.
all thanks to the city of Tampa, Loadmaster Trailers, Florida Fishing Products, Amado's Body Shop, Cracker Boy Marine and Outboard, Lee Fisher. We have a lot of good sponsors that contribute and help us put this thing together, because it's not cheap,
No.
but it's worth it. You can't put a price on kids. Uh, Jessica, is this Saturday, Jessica?
Yeah. I just texted her. It's this
Yeah,
Saturday.
Picnic Island Park, and you'll have a great time.
Yeah.
Especially, I tell you, the parents really get into it with the kids.
Oh,
Last
they do.
year, I bet you we had about, I say, 12 or 15 parents that I was watching them. They were asking more questions and getting more about, they wanted to learn about fishing.
They did.
And I guess that was the good part, because if they learn, and that's why we want the parents there, then when the kids go, they can kind of help their child, because
Yeah.
we got them coming from 4 years old to 14 years old.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we got them coming.
Yeah, it's fun, and like I said, there's all age groups there that you're able to talk to, and man, they've got a lot of questions, and it's the time goes by quick. It's like we did what,
There's
8 or 15,
like I said,
8,
there's all
8
age
10
groups
minutes
there.
per station.
Yeah, yeah. And
And
you know what? If we got to
that
get
time goes so quick.
Donald usually brings his bullhorn, his boat horn, and I don't have one. I got a whistle though, if I remember.
Well, we can do an air horn.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He had an air horn, but I don't have one.
No,
Yeah.
I can bring mine. I need a new one anyway.
Okay,
Use
there
the-
you go.
Use the gas out of this one.
Well, bring it. And Donald said, "Yeah, first year you won't be there. It's all right, Donald. You got to make up for it next year. Work twice
All
as
right.
hard." Oh God, and I think, and Saturday looks like it could be a little windy, but it's going to be a nice day for the kids.
Yeah.
which
Well,
is good.
wind is okay.
Yeah,
I think last year was a little warm.
yeah.
We didn't have any breeze or anything. It was a little warm last year, but wind will be fine. Get a little breeze, keep us cool.
And the park people are going to pre-spray the area for mosquitoes
Oh,
the
that's good.
night before.
Yeah, I don't know what it was last year. It was crazy.
So, but hey, this year's so dry. I don't think the mosquitoes got a chance to make it around.
Yeah,
You know,
maybe.
But
I don't
you
know.
never know.
We've had quite a bit of rain recently. It's rained about 2 or 3 times a day over here so far. So we're loving it. I'm not going to complain about it. We've been so dry for so long, but
We've had quite a bit of
finally getting that rain to come in and cool us off in the afternoons.
Well, over here it threatens. I can see the dark clouds. Once in a while, you get 2 little drops, and then that's it.
Oh,
They go away.
in fact, what was it? It was Saturday night. Saturday night, I had lightning hit the house.
You're kidding.
No,
Oh man, did it burn anything?
no. With my history with lightning, I've got lightning rods in the house.
In the house?
On the house, I have
On
lightning
the house?
rods.
Really?
Yeah.
Or you've been hit before, huh?
Yeah, you're looking at somebody who's been struck 3 times.
The house?
No, personally.
You really?
Yeah.
No, don't get close to me, son. Around thunderstorm, you must be a magnet. They like you. I don't like
Yeah,
people.
no,
that
it
like
does.
you.
And yeah, I was sitting there watching TV, and I mean, it just was so loud, and you could see the sparks coming off because it hit the top of the garage by the driveway. You can see the sparks flying off of it. Yeah, but that's why I got lightning rods on the house, just because.
Was it just a rod with a ground wire that goes into the
Yeah, it's
ground?
got ground wires on both sides of the house, and then it's all over the peaks of the house and several different rods up there. So I learned over the years.
Yeah, I guess you would have.
So, yeah, it hit the house and no damage. So it did its job perfectly. So
And it's funny how people never. This friend of ours, Juan Casada, that was president of Cox Lumber Company, his 32-foot Boston Whaler about 10 years ago got hit by lightning. boom, on this davits, just burned everything, right?
Mhm.
Took them like 5 months to get everything done. The next year, got hit by lightning again.
Yeah.
And then since then, it's never been hitting again. But
Mhm.
I mean, 2 years in a row, the, the boat in the same spot got hit by lightning. And both times, $6,000-7,000 worth of damage because I mean, it burned up the electronics and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what happened to my bass boat up there in Georgia. Got underneath the metal structure, and it got hit and fried all the electronics.
Man, if you even got hit in Georgia, don't get too close. If I see lightning, you
Well,
ain't
I
getting
didn't
close to
personally.
me.
That
I
was
don't care.
the thing.
Hey, you ain't getting close to me. If we're on the water and I see the first lightning strike, you're going to take my butt straight to shore, and you can do whatever you want, and Hota can do whatever he wants. But I ain't going in the same boat with you. With your record, no way, Jose.
No, trust me. If I'm on the water and I hear any rumbling, I'm gone. I'll run across the top of the water if I have to. We're leaving. We're leaving. So
This Cuban doesn't like lightning, and
no.
especially hanging around with people who like lightning.
Yeah. So yeah, and another little tidbit of information because it's an anomaly. But my mother, same family, she's been hit 3 times as well. So
Oh Lord, it runs in the family.
yeah, it runs in the family.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Do you have a lot of iron in your blood?
Maybe.
Now, I can tell you when I used to, years ago when I was young, I used to go out of Hudson, right starting Thanksgiving weekend. We would go out of Hudson grouper fishing. And I remember many a time that you could look up and you can see a little round halo on the tip of your rod because in the back of the hairs on your neck was. And
Yeah.
I used to tell everybody, guys, get those rods, lay them on the ground because
Mhm.
they're getting charged up.
Yeah.
And I don't want any lightning to come over and discharge them for us.
No. Yeah, it's a weird thing. I can tell you from experience, it's a weird thing, and I wish it on nobody. But
Now,
yeah.
let's see. Donald, because Donald has had a lot of experiences. Have you been hit by lightning, Donald? I mean, you never know. Never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And now down here, bait is still hard to get. Okay, unless you're get there 20 minutes. Well, if you're not in the middle grounds or around Wheat Island at 5:45 in the morning, by 6:30, the little bit of bait that's there, it's gone. And then the little pinfish move in. And I'm telling you, last Thursday I had a charter. I ran from Gandy all the way down to Fort DeSoto to Alex and bought bait from him.
Oh, they're at
Just
the bridge.
yeah, so
Yeah,
I could have some bait because
I bought bait from him on the last weekend as well. Stopped
I
by
got there at 6:30. My people
Mhm.
got there at 6:30, and two captains came in, and I don't think they had more than 125, 130 baits, and they said that's it, because he said it's all pinfish now, and then some of the guys didn't have any at all. So
Yeah.
I'm saying, you know what, I ain't taking a chance. So I just ran down there and bought the bait, and we fished our way back.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
and we caught it. We caught some grouper Thursday. We caught some grouper and a few mango snapper, a few trout. But uh, that's the other thing that I'm not getting a lot of that last year there was overabundance of is mango snapper. Now, there was some in one place that I was going to in April and early May. No, yeah, all through April and mid-May. I had one spot that I could catch 4 or 5 or 6 decent mango snapper and a bunch of little ones. That's dried up. And a lot of the places that I used to go to and get nice mango snapper, you don't even get any,
Hmm.
nothing. So
Yeah.
this is all inside Tampa Bay. So I don't know. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, and that's a good question. But I mean, Hota and I were talking earlier, and it could be just the time of year. Um, talking earlier about the water temperatures, because I was watching some of the Weather Channel and everything, because hey, I got to pay attention to the hurricanes if they show up. Looking at the Gulf temperatures and everything else like that, and it's already up there at 84 degrees.
Yeah, it was 86.7 in the Bay last Thursday.
Yeah, and you just wonder, because
And that's
once
with
it
all the
hits
rain and the
84
clouds and everything. If it wasn't for that, it'd probably be in the 90s already.
Yeah. Well, again, once water temperature hits about 84 degrees, then your oxygen levels start dropping. Now, again, a lot of that 84 is going to be at your surface temperature anyway, but it still churns, still moves around, so it's possible.
But the bait situation is what I still don't understand, because
Yeah.
I know around Tarpon there's bait. I know there's bait around Port Richey. You got bait in your area, right? White
Mhm.
bait. But
Yeah.
down here now, and even some of them are telling me that you go to the Skyway, there's a lot of thread fins. They're having to go to the beach to get their greenbacks. So
Well, I know there was a ton of them at the bridge there at Fort DeSoto last week. That's where I got some of mine. But I mean, again, posting around Fort DeSoto, I didn't have a problem finding bait. But it may be a Upper Bay type thing that's happening. Who knows?
So I just wondered if it isn't. Well, the grass was okay. The water was clean.
Yeah, everything looked good down there.
So I mean, at Tampa Bay, I can't say the water was dirty. It wasn't bad at all.
Although, I mean, it could be because of the freshwater runoff too. Salinity may not be right.
No, but it's been like this for a while.
Yeah.
The trend, Mike, and anybody who's been fishing Tampa Bay as many years as I have, we used to say April Fool's Day. Two things happened. White bait moved into the bay, and kingfish were off of St. Pete Beach. Those are something you could set your calendar by year after year. In the last couple of years, we'll have 1 year where the bait seems to be pretty good, and then you'll have 1 or 2 years where, I mean, last year I think was that way. The bait came in around late March, mid-April. Then it was gone most of April, most of May. And then sometime in June, it came back in for a while. Then it left again. It's kind of strange,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's been kind of a strange year anyway already.
Yeah. Come on. And now I lost my okay. I lost my Facebook page on the phone.
Oh, gotcha.
It's a glitch or something. I don't know what it was.
Well, I mean, it's 7:30. You want to get at least one of our 2 reports up?
Yeah, well, one of the 2 big reports that we got, and nobody else is going out. So, all right. So who do we pick? You pick it out today.
Well, who do we got? Let me look.
We got Jim Pace.
We got Jim and Jessica. All right. We'll go with Jim.
Okay.
Hey guys, Jim with your Pasco County fishing report for this week and what I've done in the past. Last week was a fairly interesting week throughout the week. Bait came and went a few times. I had to find it. Towards the end of the week, it started staying pretty steady, but all that rain kind of flushed everything around and made things interesting throughout the week as far as finding fish, finding bait. As far as when the bite was good earlier in the week last week, it was really good. All the fish were where they should be. Trout were at little drop-offs, anywhere 3 feet, 4 foot. Snook were sitting right around points or any type of drop-off from a mangrove. And then redfish were usually sitting out from the banks a little bit, out from the mangroves. But as the week went on, all the rain and everything flushed the water through. The fishing got a little tougher bite for the rest of the week. Went out Wednesday with Sergio and Ron and Hota to do some filming. That was fun. We had a great time. Bite came and went throughout the day, but we had fun no matter what. It was a funny day. that video's probably gonna be super hilarious. As far as the rest of the week, towards the end, the bait kind of stood where I found it. It stayed there. And as it got hotter and hotter, the redfish started pushing more and more up into the mangroves. Best bite became as the tide was going out and they were having to flush the redfish out. They were coming out of the mangroves. You could just sit cut bait, dead bait, or flip white bait up in the mangroves, and the bite was much more consistent. As far as snook, they're all over the beach right now. They're everywhere. The bite's been pretty consistent with snook. Smaller ones earlier in the week, larger ones came out to play towards the end of the week a little better. They were definitely keyed on white bait, larger pilchards, the 5 to 6 inch ones. Got the bite going pretty good. As far as trout went, grass flats were pretty easy with trout. Smaller ones, 15, 16 inches, no big deal. As far as the bigger ones, the larger trout, 18, 19 plus, 20, all were sitting kind of out from the snook. So say, for example, you were at a place on a beach where you saw snook. The trout were usually a little farther out, kind of tucked in like a trough. When it came to inshore trout, when you got up in the mangroves, the trout were kind of off the edges a little bit. Anywhere where there's either a flow from current or a fake flow from wind pushing, the trout were kind of sitting in that 3 to 4 foot range. If there was any type of drop off, they would kind of sit knucked in the backside of that and just let bait kind of float over top of them, kind of being very as natural as possible. Just let the bait float to them. If the tide wanted to move that direction, or allow your bait to run against the tide, and then they were keying on it because it looked more natural. As far as this week coming up, it looks like, it's pretty windy today. I had no intention of going out today, but throughout the week, tomorrow's got some good moving water. But then I think Wednesday and Thursday, it starts to get a little bit rainy and windy again. So be careful going out if you're going out Wednesday or Thursday. And then coming into the weekend, it's looking like pretty good weather. Hopefully. Of course, everything's subject to change with this weather. So always be safe, always be careful. Check the tides, check the weather before you go out every time. Stay safe on the water, and have good etiquette toward other fishermen and people that are out there with you. So I'll try and get you guys another update this week. Get some more good information for you guys. Take care. Bye.
Way to go.
Thanks, Jim.
Good job. Good
Appreciate
job. And we struggled last Wednesday to do a show, but we came through that last, right at the very end, that big redfish hit cut bait.
Yeah,
And
that's good.
It was one of those days where you looks like the fish didn't want to. You could see the snook come up. I had like 5 hits where I had the snook on, and it's like he just didn't quite, didn't want to swallow. Like he would just bite down, pull, and just open his mouth and let it go.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those days. I got the one spot and I had a big one, and they just opened his mouth and let the bait go.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see him pop the water, run, and then the bait will come back on the hook. So what that tells me is he just didn't have the bait all the way in his mouth. No. It was like just playing around with it, mouthing it. Maybe, I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll just kind of mouth it and just kind of pick it up, but not really committed to it, and just let it go. It's like they're just, I don't know. I've seen it happen too many times. It's weird.
Oh, Donald's taking a travel rod set for some mountain trout fishing. All right.
Oh, now I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Those are
can't
fun.
do that without us.
Oh, God. What part of North Carolina are you going there, dude?
Yeah.
Is going north or south?
It says North Carolina, but somewhere.
It's beautiful up there, and hit those trout on that fly. Oh, God, so much fun. Something I do miss. I haven't done that in, 20 years.
Now, there's a place that a friend of mine went in Georgia, North Georgia, that he went trout fishing in some streams or river.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he said it was a funny thing though. He thought that they were going to have a guide that took you fishing, and what it was is they would have a guide that just took you to a spot and told you what to do, but that was it.
Yeah.
Now, I guess that's common up there.
Yeah, I mean, around Tennessee, Gatlinburg, the touristy areas and stuff like that, they have the same thing. It's, they've got some streams and ponds there, and you can go and fish it. But it's basically they just bring you out there and show you where to go, and it's up to you. So, yeah, it's kind of it's not a very hard commitment guide.
Yeah. Well, I do remember somewhere in the Carolinas when my kids were young. We went somewhere where it's like a real big pond, and you paid $5, and they gave you the stuff, and you caught a trout, and then they would cook it for you.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a pretty good gimmick because, I mean, basically you caught your own fish, and then they just cooked it,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. And you got a fish sandwich. That's what you got.
Yeah.
So
Keeping control that way.
but that was pretty good. I mean, I can't complain.
No.
The other thing is, I noticed that gas is starting to come down a little bit. I don't want to say
Slowly
it
but
too loud.
surely. Yeah.
Because when I put gas in last Thursday, I think it was 6.25 a gallon at the marina, and that's with my 10 cents off, because they give you
You
10
get a
cents.
10 cents off.
I get a whole 10 cents
Wow.
discount. But
Yeah.
you know what? They're good people there. I really
Yeah.
like them, and they treat you right. And but it's funny when you say, well, just put in 15 gallons, and you got like a $94 bill.
Yeah.
Bill.
Mhm.
Whoa, 15
I
gallons.
just wanted to go across the bay, not, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just going from Gandy, from the marina to go get the bait, and I stayed over there and worked my way back, 16.5 gallons.
Mhm.
So I burned $100
Yeah.
plus the $50 for bait. So my first $150 just went for bait and gas.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
it was worth it. Hey, I had a good time.
Yeah. I mean, I filled up my boat for, the weekend, and, it's a Hughes, so it doesn't have a very large tank. And I think I put 15 gallons in it, $75. So yeah.
How many gallons do you hold in that, Hughes?
I think it holds about 20. I think it's a 21 or a 22, probably a
Oh.
22.
So you're only about 103 gallons off from
Oh
what I
yeah,
hold.
that's it. Which
hold
I don't mind.
My boat holds 124 gallons of
Yeah.
fuel. I don't want to. Can you imagine going to fill that sucker up? You're looking at You're looking at about $750.
I know. Yeah,
Woo.
that's crazy.
I know. Trout farms are plentiful in North Carolina. The places that we have been to don't charge to fish, but they charge you
Charge you per pound.
pounds for the fish that you land. Oh,
Wow, $41 for a fish.
so they charge you $4. They charge you per pound. One trout cost me $41. Well, it was over 7 pounds. Jesus, that was about $5.50 a pound.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah.
Hey, that's not one place you don't want to land a lot of trout, do you?
No.
You land one, you say, that's it. I got them.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It's one expensive fish.
Oh.
Oh.
But it's an experience, and those are those what do they call that's those, are they brook trout, spotted, some kind of trout?
Well, it depends. I mean, some places have them stocked to that. Most everything you got there is brookies or brown. Brookies. God, I can't remember the other ones. God, I can't think of them.
But a 7 pound, that's a pretty good sized fish for something like that.
Yeah, it is. It might have been a brown. It might have been. Oh Lord, the name eludes me. But sometimes they stock those things with other type of species there.
A brook? Is it a brook?
Brook, yeah, brookie, brook, trout. God, there's a couple others, but I can't think of what it.
No, let's see.
They accidentally kicked one in.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
accidentally kicked it back in.
Mhm.
Hey,
Whoops.
there goes $45. Too bad.
Yeah, too bad.
Rainbow trout. There you go.
Rainbow, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't think of that.
Well, now that I saw that, there was a guy here today, one of the guys that was working on removing my oak tree, and he says, "Have you ever heard of a rainbow grouper, Florida rainbow grouper?" And I said, "No, man," because we were talking about fishing. He said, "Oh yeah, a friend of mine caught one. It's beautiful." And I said, "You know what?" So he cut the tree down this morning. He came back this afternoon with the chopper, whatever it was, and I called the biologist over in St. Pete. I talked to a bunch of people, and I looked at my Florida fishing thing, and there's no such thing as a rainbow grouper. But what it is, there is a rainbow grouper, but it's a tropical fish,
Okay.
and and it looks like it's the ones you find on the reef,
Uh-huh.
and you do catch. They do grow to be about 6 inches, maybe 7, but it's rare that you ever catch one. You'll see
Okay.
them for sale for aquariums. They're
Right.
like 2 inches or so, and they're like $50
Oh, wow.
because they're reef fish. So when he came back up, I said, "Hey, man, there's no such thing." "Yeah, there is. Friend of mine's got one. I got to show you a picture." So he went and showed me a picture of aquarium fish. He said, "Look, that's it right there." I said, "Well, that's not a fishing grouper. That's a tropical fish, and they call it a rainbow grouper."
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, it's beautiful. It's got all these colors on it." I said, "Yeah." I said, "But," I said, "No wonder the biologist never heard of it."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing around here that we could say, yeah, that's a rainbow grouper. No,
No.
I don't think so.
It's a tropical fish.
It's a tropical fish. Yep.
And it's like I caught a beautiful, big, what I consider to be big strawberry grouper in Key West. And I
Mhm.
mean, big, I mean, it was like 15 inches, 16. And that's real big
Yeah.
for a strawberry because you never see them. Usually they're all 10, 12, mostly 12 to 8 to 12 inches.
Right.
And that apparently that was legal to keep, but I didn't have the heart. What a beautiful fish! Oh my God, it was gorgeous. I took a picture of him, let him go.
Yeah.
Who wants to kill a fish like that? It's just too pretty.
Right.
But let's get Jessica's
Get
fishing
Jessica on
report
there.
in.
Hey guys, Captain Jessica Honebeck with the Old Hookham Charters out of Chaskawiska, Florida. The last 2 weeks I have been hitting different tides, either low tide, maybe the high tide, maybe the bottom of the low going into the high, just to kind of see what's going on. The low tide, they're still grouped together pretty good, but they just don't seem to be as hungry. You might get maybe 2 to 5 of them out of that group that might eat. But now that we're getting the really high tides again, it's kind of been a little tricky because now you got to try to get them out of the mangroves. So we've just been seeing what tides have been doing the best with. This weekend we did a cobia, redfish, and trout tournament, and there was 175 entries, and we were, I think, 8th or 9th place, so that wasn't too terrible. But once again, I caught an overslot of 28. Both tournaments I've been catching overslots, so I don't know what the deal is with that, but I'm not complaining because who doesn't love to catch an overslot? I have been getting into the black drum pretty good and the sheephead again, using some shrimp on a 2-aught with a little split shot 7. If it's really high, you can get like maybe a 5 or a 4 split shot, and especially if like the current's ripping through off that corner. Other than that, we've been using some top waters, and I'm still using my Q8 super baits. If you haven't tried them, you really need to try them. Great, phenomenal lure, very durable. Look into them. So the fishing's been pretty good. It's just getting really hot right now. The water's really hot, so we did have a couple of days of rain, which it kind of turned the water a little bit, which is better conditions usually to fish in. So, but if you want to experience a little bit of Chaskawiska, book with me at 352-464-7309.
All right. Thank you,
Hey,
Jessica.
thanks, Jessica.
Yeah. Hey, she's catching some fish.
Yeah, yeah. Her comment of the overslots, and that's seems to be my habit lately. Is just everything's over. I mean, just either by a quarter, a half inch, or a couple inches. It catching the big ones, but
Well, hey, they're fun to catch.
they are. I'm not complaining, but it seems like
It's better than
we're
not
getting
catching any.
lot more, lot bigger fish lately than normal. So it's not a bad thing.
Yeah. I would rather get and have to release 4 or 5 big ones
Mhm.
than catch 2 or 3 in the slot. To be
Yeah,
honest with you, 'cause I
yeah,
don't
no,
want to kill
no
them
doubt.
anyway.
I mean, it just goes to show that to me, the redfish have definitely improved. Even down there in Fort DeSoto, we caught 3 or 4 overslots almost daily, so it wasn't bad. I mean, it's nice to have that those type of fish there because they're going to be the producers of more. So it's a good thing. Not complaining.
No. Anytime you can get decent fish, you can't complain.
No,
You know.
no, no.
Now, another thing is, well, one of the things that I've done is last year I lost a lot of snook for some reason, and for years and years I've always used a 1/0 size hook for
Mhm.
everything. I mean, it seems to catch everything on it. But last year I lost a lot of snook, and I think because, and again, when it comes to like the circle hooks, Mike, I don't know if you found this, they're not all equal.
No.
That certain brands, a 1/0 looks like the size of a 2/0 in another brand.
Mhm.
And I think I had a batch there that maybe were the smaller 1/0s.
Yeah.
So I switched over to 2/0 and I stopped losing a lot of fish. My clients were losing a lot. You would actually have them hooked and then they would come out.
Mhm.
And I think maybe that gap just wasn't wide enough to get them if they were decent sized snook. So I just switched over, and I've been using nothing but 2/0s. And I don't know if anybody else has had that problem, but then I was over at like Lee Fisher a week ago, and I pulled out a whole bunch of different brands of 1/0 hooks to look at them. And I was amazed that a couple were about the same size, but the other 3 or 4 brands, I mean, some of them look like a number 1
Yeah.
in my book.
Yeah. Well, here I'll show you the difference right here. I'll get this off of this one, but I just ordered a few. Now, if I can get it untangled, I just ordered a few offline. I'll get this eventually, but the ones I ordered, these are from Mustad. And these are size 3/0. Do you see how small that is?
Yeah, that looks like a 2/0.
Now, a 3/0 for another one, and this is the problem that you have. Lord, I'm all tangled up. There's a 3/0 from another manufacturer.
Yeah, you see, that looks like a 3/0 on your left hand. That
Yeah.
looks like a 3/0.
So, yeah, you definitely have to pay
Where-
attention to the sizes.
It's not universal, the sizes?
No, it's not like buying shoes.
Well,
I don't know what it is, but there is no universal size limit or size chart, should I say, to hooks. So, I bought a bunch of 3/0s thinking, okay, it was a good price for the bulk, and I got them, and I'm like, well, I got to save these until wintertime until I'm using shrimp because I can't use live bait or cut bait on those. They're too small.
And I think that's what happened to me. For years I used a 1/0, then I got this one big batch of this other company. And that's when I started looking at them. I said, my God, this don't look like a 1/0.
Mm-mm.
It looks like a 1.
Yeah.
I mean, And maybe that was the problem. So I switched to a 2-aught, and then all of a sudden 2-aught looked really much bigger, but then the fish weren't coming off.
Mhm.
So,
And I mean,
but
there are different sizes. They got ones, twos, threes. I mean, I know this from fly fishing and tying your own flies. You have ones, twos, threes, and then you have 1-aughts, 2-aughts, 3-aughts. Well,
right,
the aughts are always the bigger
the bigger
sizes,
size.
and that's what you're supposed to go by. But I mean, honestly, to me, this being a 3-aught, it's got 3-aught. That's a 1. There's
Yeah,
just no
that's
doubt
not
about
very
that.
big. I mean,
That's a 1 size.
that 2-aught that you had, that looks like a 1-aught
Yeah,
almost.
that's what I'm saying.
It's not a 3-aught. Definitely,
it's
it's
not
not
a
a
3.
3-aught.
No.
It might be a cross between a 1, like a 1.5-aught. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. So, so I spend money in getting a bunch of bulk hooks, and then now I've got to wait till winter to use them, because I will then, because we got shrimp to use and smaller presentations. But yeah, and so I had to go back to the store because I couldn't wait for these to come in. So I went back to the store and bought them, directly from the store like I always do. And, just lesson learned. They're not the same kind size wise. So
And then you got to be careful on these hooks too, where they're coming from. If they're made in Japan, they're pretty good. But you got to watch some of these Chinese hooks, especially the ones you find on the internet, because some of them, man, I saw somebody had, and they were wire thin.
yeah,
Those things were, I mean, they were the right size, but when you looked at it, they were half the thickness of what I use.
yeah,
And I don't use heavy duties. I mean, I use standard,
right.
2-aughts. But these things look like little thin wire. And I said, oh man, you get a decent redfish or snook, he's going to bend it. It's
Oh yeah,
hard.
he's gonna pull it right out. Yeah, and that's what I'm a little afraid of these. They look a little heftier, but yeah, I just don't know if they're gonna pull or not. But we'll find out.
You will if you start losing a bunch of fish.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
Well, we're running out here, but I could talk a little bit about Crystal River.
yeah, talk about a little bit of Crystal River.
So, as you know, July 1st, we got scallop season coming up. And I haven't been out there myself yet to do any snorkeling, which I plan to, but I'm waiting for all these storms to go by. But from the early reports I've heard is that the scalloping here in Crystal River is going to be another great year. We had a good year last year. Looks like the numbers are up again. So if you are looking to do any scalloping or anything, just, give me a call. I've got plenty of boats available, plenty of other captains and everything else who can handle anything. But there's so far there's an abundance is what I'm hearing reports of. People already out. So I'll probably get out there next week, take a look at it myself, and just kind of hop around. So hopefully it's going to be a good year again. We've needed it. We've had such bad years in the past, and if this could be a real good year for us, and great, because again, we were still catching good scallops through September. I mean, I think I went out the last couple days in September last year and still got my limit. So it's looking good. But redfish are being caught everywhere, from the spoil banks all the way down to the mangroves. You just kind of have to pick and choose and pay attention to the tides. Stronger tides tend to get better bites. When we've had some weak tides lately, it's kind of been slow. But mostly everything's hitting on live pinfish now. So if you got a cage out there, get you some live pinfish or cast them up, chum them up a little bit and do a cast net on them. You'll catch plenty of them. There's a ton of them out there right now. White bait, again, is still out there. You just kind of have to go out, chum them up. But white bait is still good out there right now. Snook bite has been on fire. That's all I see is people catching a bunch of snook everywhere. And they are very aggressive and they're biting like crazy. Why? Because the season's over.
Yeah, it's close season. They know it. Yeah.
They know it. They're not dumb fish. So that's what it is. Cobia been caught here and there. Like I said, even Jessica said they had it. Cobia tournament was a success, but just not a ton of them, not a ton brought in. But cobia are good out there. Some of the reef fish, some mangrove snapper grunts, they're still plenty around on the rocks. The rocks and reefs, 3 to 5 miles out and farther, are getting a little bit more active, and you'll probably see them stay that way for the rest of the summer. So far so good. It's been a long time coming. We've had some weird weather over the winter, and finally we get the pattern that seems to be working. Trout, still catching some good trout. It seems like the pop and cork is the better deal right now, and definitely do some smaller pinfish on a pop and cork, or shrimp or a lure, either work. But for me, pinfish on a pop and cork at this time of year seems to be the better producer for trout. So
Now, what kind of popping cork do you use? Any particular brand? Or I like the
just-
Four Horsemen.
yeah,
For me,
in
it
fact,
works really
I
good.
got a free Four Horsemen the other day.
Yeah.
Kind of got wrapped some. We were just fishing some redfish, and my client says, "Hey, there's some line hanging out the back of the boat." And I went, "What?" So I looked down there, and it was coming from underneath the boat, and I pulled, and it was stuck on something down there. Well, I pulled and got as much as I could. It finally broke, and then a few minutes later, she goes, "Oh, there's some line wrapped around your prop now."
Oh
And I
God.
looked because the tide was moving, the prop's just
Yeah.
slowly moving. And I looked down there, and I'm going, I mean, it was just tangled. And there was
Oh.
a Four Horsemen stuck to all that line. So I got a free Four Horsemen. I did have to get out of the boat and clear all the line off the prop, but yeah, I got a free Four Horsemen
Horsemen.
stopper. Yeah.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I mean, Thunders I've used, Cajun Thunders, H&H, just whatever's readily available. But I've heard that, Four Horsemen's pretty good one. So
Well, you couldn't get me to change from Cajun Thunder for 25 years. And then when I went to Louisiana 5, 6 years ago for the first time, and I got introduced to the Four Horsemen, I've never came back, and I mean, it's just the way they're made. I have
Mhm.
no tangles on top. They don't tang, the trouble with all of these is your line, your base starts to swim around, and the line tangles on top of the cork around the wire.
Mhm.
Well, Four Horsemen, makes that the wire is shorter, it's heavier, it doesn't bend,
Hmm.
and the beads are heavier. I mean, I don't know what it is about it, but I can tell you, I
Okay.
love it, and I won't change it.
Well, I'm going to tie that one on the next time and do a comparison when I'm out there, because I'm going to do some pop and corks if this week slows down to where I can get out there. But yeah, I'm kind of interested in doing it because I've heard the same thing from another friend of mine, because he was asking, when I was talking to him, he was asking, "Where were you fishing?" I said, I told him about the island. He says, "Probably one of mine." Got loose. I'm like, "Oh, probably." So
So he
Yeah,
asked you
'cause
what color, you said red. You said that's mine.
yeah, that's what he said. "What color was it?" Because I only use this color. And I'm like, "I think it's green." He's like, "No, I use yellow."
But no, when I went to Louisiana, all the captains were using Four Horsemen. This was 6 years ago, I guess. You never found them down here. And then about 3 years ago, they started showing up in all the tackle stores. And now
Mhm.
all the Walmarts got them
Yeah.
down here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really a good product.
Yep. Josh says you've been hitting the islands the last few weekends with the family. Yeah, the
So-
water is nice for swimming. It's good. Kind of cools you off a little bit. It's not real cool or anything else like that. Just watch out for the lemon sharks and everything else that are happening around the islands.
Yeah, they're getting hungry this time of the year.
There's just too many of them out there right now. It's getting a little nuts.
Oh,
So
well.
just
But
be wary
anyway,
of that.
guys, it's 8 o'clock. We want to thank you for your time, and hopefully next week we're going to have a bunch more fishing reports. The weather's got to straighten out and get better, and I think it will, and I think the fishing's going to get better. I know that Friday I got 57 boats fishing out of Hula Bay, so I should get some good pictures, and let's see what happens then. That'll get and then Saturday, please, if you got kids, bring them over to Picnic Island this
Yeah.
Saturday between 9 and 12, ages 4 up to 14. And if you're a captain or you love to fish, you're an angler, and you want to volunteer your time and help us out, please, we could use all the help we can get. We got 112 kids signed up to learn how to fish on Saturday. So
Yeah.
you can text me, do whatever you want. Get a hold of me, and we'll see you there. Mike's going to be there, and a lot of our fishing people are going to be there. So God bless. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Thanks, y'all. Have a
Take
good
care.
evening.
Bye.